You know, I wonder if you're not just putting us on with that, trying to get a rise out of it. Tracy, you are not serious.
I am deadly serious, Monica. That man is everything I have ever wanted in a man and never thought I'd get.
Incredible.
Well, I'm sorry you don't feel that way about it.
And I'm amazed that you don't. Tracy, you know, you have been raised with every advantage in the world. And whether I go along with your choice and how you use it doesn't matter. You do have a wonderfully keen mind.
Thank you, I think.
You also have something that Mitch Williams will never have.
What?
Class. You're complete opposites, Tracy.
Well, you know what they say about opposite attracting, Monica. Lord knows it must be true. Look at you and my brother. You know, Monica, I am really surprised you're not down at the courthouse yourself, lending your support to the Webbers. You're so close to the whole family.
Tracy, they have enough on their mind. Without a lot of well-meaning friends milling around, making them more aware of how serious this is. Those damned articles. Do you know how close I came to telling Rick that you were partially responsible for that? If it weren't for the fact that you have to work with him in the cardiac wing, I would.
Sandra will not be writing any more articles after she prints the outcome of today's hearing.
What about the damage that has already been done, Tracy?
Tracy! I hope you're not starting another argument. I meant what I said.
I wasn't doing anything of the kind, brother dear. Ask your wife.
No, she wasn't.
That's good. See that you don't. Any news from Rick yet?
Alan, I'm not going to hear from Rick. I don't expect to. Gail is with Lee at the courthouse. He promised he'd call me if she heard anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure Rick will call us, too. He knows how important it is for you to find out what's happening to Laura today.
Just wish I had been more understanding when Laura wanted to talk to me the other day. I might have been able to help her.
Why weren't you?
Because I had a lot of things on my mind. No, the truth is, I didn't want to get involved in Laura's problems with Scotty.
Why not?
Because Rick is opposed to them getting married. He told me that. And I don't want to do anything to antagonize him. And Lesley. I mean, it's their affair. It isn't mine.
You're very tense, Monica.
And I'm going to be tense until I find out that Laura has been cleared of all the charges.
Monica, why wouldn't she be? The only thing she's done wrong is that incident up at the lodge a few months ago. Aside from that, she's done everything the court's demanded of her.
Alan, there have been a few things that have happened recently that could alter the judge's decision.
What things?
I don't really want to talk about him right now. Do you mind?
Oh, was that for my benefit? Is my being here inhibiting you? Well, if you'd like me to leave, that could easily be arranged.
Tracy, you don't have to leave. Just that you are a pipeline to the Chronicle makes me more aware that I have to watch what I say from now on.
Even if it means keeping things from your husband.
Even that. Because I know Alan will understand when I do tell him.
That certainly was an interesting and informative conversation.
If it's some new exploit of Mitch Williams, I'm afraid we're just not interested.
Au contraire, brother dear. It's some new exploit of Laura Webber's. That girl is just full of surprises.
What are you talking about?
Laura was picked up in a singles bar after her curfew with a man that she wanted to make. Stop it, Tracy.
I don't want to hear anymore.
Just wait 1 second, Monica, if you don't mind. I want to hear this. Go on, Tracy.
Well, the bartender confirmed today that Laura was a regular in his place. That she ordered a drink and lied about her age to get it. Rich says from where he stands, it's very serious for Laura.
Is that what you were referring to earlier?
Yes.
How long have you known about all this?
I don't know. A few days.
Did Laura tell you?
No, Rick did, the morning after.
Then why in heaven's name didn't you tell me?
Well, I meant to, Alan. I just had a lot of things on my mind.
Don't you think that excuse is starting to wear just a little bit thin, Monica?
Oh, is it? Well, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Oh, dear. Shit. and let it get to me. Monica, wait a minute. Monica.
I think I'm beginning to see signs of Alan's jealousy, Daddy, aren't you?
No, I think he was just being unreasonable and realized it.
But what was he being unreasonable about? The fact that Rick and Monica have a secret that excludes him. That is it in a nutshell, Daddy dear. And whether you admit it or not, I know I'm right.
Tracy,
Daddy.
I think you'd better watch your step.
Why?
But if you antagonize Alan and Monica, Alan will make good on his threat and really fire you this time.
Oh, well, it's not as though I have to support myself on the salary Alan pays me.
Oh, true.
And I am going to watch my step, don't you worry.
Oh, I don't worry.
But they should realize they are much better off when I can speak my mind. An open threat is much easier to deal with.
I only repeat my original advice. Watch your step.
I'm watching everything these days, Daddy. All the better to figure things out.
Like what?
Like Grandfather Edgar's big game with his trust fund. It was all about my figuring out who my opponent is, isn't it?
I'll never tell.
You don't have to. That big smile on your face tells me I'm right.
Maybe. Maybe not.
No maybes about it. Mrs. Allen Quartermain, from here on in, better be on her toes.
Come to see you. It's very strange. It sounds like I should know him. I don't know any Mr. Anders. Well, that's the name he gave. I took the message myself. Well, I guess I'll find out who he is when he gets here.
Good morning, Lesley.
Oh, hello.
How lovely you look.
Thank you.
Listen, I meant to call you last night, and then again this morning. I wanted to find out what's happening with Laura, but Monica didn't think it was a very good idea.
Well, I didn't think you would want to be bothered with a lot of phone calls and questions with all that you were going through.
How'd it go? It went very well, actually. The judge wants to keep her under court supervision for a while, but he's cut down on her number of psychiatric visits, and he's lifted the curfew, and we hope that at the end of the next 6 months, he's going to drop all the charges.
I think that's wonderful news, Lesley. I couldn't be happier for you.
It was great relief. Oh, Monica, excuse me, but I have a message from Rick for you. He said he'd like to see you the minute you came in his office.
Oh, well, thank you.
He sounded rather eager about it. He wanted me to be sure and give you the message as soon as I saw you.
Well, that's fine, thank you.
Well,
Hi.
Good morning,
How are you?
everyone. Oh, Lesley.
Hi.
Oh, I was so happy when Scotty came by last night and told us the good news.
oh, yes. Well, she was very lucky. Thank you.
Is Laura back in school today?
Yes, she is.
Oh, well, please tell her when you see her that Lee and I are both so happy for her.
Oh, thanks.
Now listen, you two. Monica and I are planning a big bash for Gail and Lee as soon as Lee is well enough. Now, you and Rick are at the top of the invitation list along with Scotty and Laura. And we are expecting you to come. And we are not taking any excuses this time, are we, Monica?
Well, I think we have lots of time to make plans.
No. We're going to settle some of this right now. What do you say, Lesley?
Well, I say if it's for Lee and Gail, of course we'll be there.
Well, that's very sweet of you both. I'll tell Lee.
Why don't you tell him to hurry up and recuperate when my brother makes up his mind about something? He doesn't like to be kept waiting.
Well, Tracy, we won't keep him waiting any longer than we have to.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I better get to work.
Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.
Monica, will you give my love to Rick and tell him I hope he has time for a meeting today? You know, Alan, I may have imagined this, but I could swear Monica looked embarrassed when you talked about having a party for Lee and Gail, which is so surprising considering Gail is Monica's best friend.
Tracy, I think you were right the first time. You must have been imagining it. You know, I've known Monica an awfully long time, and she didn't look the least bit embarrassed to me.
Well, I'll certainly defer to your better judgment, Gail. Just must be Monica's usual rush to get to see Rick.
Lesley, look, if you're busy, I can come back later. It's just personal.
No, it's all right. Come on in.
I wanted to let you know that I felt just as uncomfortable as you did when Alan was going on about the party for Gail and Lee. I couldn't see any way to cut him off.
I told you I didn't want to be put in that position again. It must be very uncomfortable for Alan, too. Not knowing why I'm being so awkward or vague about all of his invitations.
Well, I'm glad you accepted this one.
I couldn't find a way to refuse. I happen to adore Lee and Gail, and I think they'd be very hurt if we weren't there.
Look, Lesley, maybe I could try to discourage Alan about the party, or at least postpone it.
No, don't. I certainly want to share in their happiness. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people there, and I'm sure I can cope. But I meant what I said to you. I do not want to have to suffer for other people's problems.
Lesley, I know that, and I don't blame you. I was just talking to Rick about it to try to find...
I really don't want to know what you discuss with Rick.
Sorry. I just felt I should say something to you because I could see how upset you were.
Lesley,
Spence! What are you doing here?
I have my son Matt here. I want you to take a look at him. Oh, I didn't mean to butt in, but the girl outside said to come straight into your office.
No, it's all right. It's just, you should have called. We would have made you an appointment.
Oh, I did. I made an appointment by phone.
Oh.
Matthew Andrews, Dr. Lesley Weber.
Hi. Oh, hello. Oh, well, I guess I did get that message. I just didn't recognize the name.
Oh.
Sorry. Spence and Matthew Andrews, may I present Dr. Monica Quartermain?
Hello, Matt.
How are you?
Fine. Listen, I won't keep you. We'll pick this up later. Nice to meet you.
You too, Dr. Quartermain.
Well, come on in, sit down.